Welcome to our podcast. We think we're going to call this Any Given Sunday because we record on Sundays. He's my son. When we get together, it's a Sunday. We might think of another name. I'm Shonda.
I'm Brandon.
And Brandon is my middle son. He has complete middle son attributes, whatever you think a middle child might be and do.
No, not true.
Not true?
Well, all right, partially. Well, there's just, she has it's not working into it.
We might actually get into it. So anyway, we wanted to record a podcast together. Brandon, why did you want to record with me? Like you begged and begged.
Okay, I was going to say, that's exactly what you did. You just kept begging me, and I knew there was no way I could just say no, and you would just stop. So if I just say yes, then you would finally stop asking.
That's not true either.
Okay. All right. So this podcast is going to be a place of honesty, a place of truth. So we're not going to discredit each other's words, okay?
Okay.
That's just we're going to lay down some rules now.
Let's tell the truth. How about that? Let's tell
do that. Let's do that.
Okay. So, Brandon, why did you want to record with me?
All right, next question. Because I just answered that.
But you didn't answer it honestly.
I did. I said.
You said I begged you.
Yes, you did. Mom, how long have we been this podcast, truthfully, since the first time you've ever mentioned, hey, Brandon, let's do a podcast with me? How long has that been?
It's been years. Because think back to
a couple years or 9 to 10 years? Oh my, okay.
I had other podcasts in the past, and you've never been, well, actually you were on my very first podcast. Do you even remember that? The year was maybe 2005, and I had a podcast.
I was 3.
You were 3. You were on the podcast singing Jesus Loves Me.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that recording I had of you singing Jesus Loves Me?
Well, maybe off a video.
Yeah. So anyway, you've been on my podcast before. Okay. So I wanted to record a podcast with Brandon because Brandon is entertaining. And I thought the world needed to experience Brandon in his true and raw form. Hopefully he won't give you guys too much of the real Brandon. He might censor himself a little bit, but I have found that Brandon does not censor himself.
I do. Well, okay. Yes, I do.
When?
All right, so basically, first you gotta know me first. I'm not just Brandon with everybody, because that's a lot of energy. You gotta understand, not everybody can accept this and be able to receive the energy well. It's not so much as oh, okay, he has high energy, I want to have high energy with him. That might not mix well all the time. Sometimes you need a high energy with a low energy. So if I see you super high energy, I'm not going to be super high energy with you. I'm going to be a low energy. See, I have the versatility, the ambiguity. I still don't know what it means. I can't stop saying that word. But I have the versatility to use
the
both.
Versatility or tility?
What are you trying to say?
Anyway,
what are you trying to say?
You vary your energy.
Yes.
So why do I always get the high then? Because,
it's with certain people it is harder to control because we see each other 99.9.99999% of the time. So I just, I get certain outbursts that are hard to control.
Brandon, why every time we meet, I'm walking this way, you're walking this way, why is it always a standoff?
Well, it's kind of just you're choosing to walk while I'm walking. So
no.
Feel it's
I'm going to the kitchen and you were in the kitchen and now we're in a standoff that I didn't ask for. We could be ships passing in the night. Instead, it's a head-to-head brawl.
Yes. So you're choosing to walk through a doorway while I'm walking through a doorway. So basically, it's
to be a doorway.
You're challenging my masculinity. Basically, what's going on? You're walking while I'm walking. So am I just supposed to step out the way and just let you just continue to walk?
Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do.
It's hard to. I don't know if I can do that.
I know. I know. So, a little bit of a backstory. Brandon just graduated from college. Congratulations. He has a bachelor's degree in media production. He's supposed to be helping me set all this stuff up, do all the pre-production, which he says is his forte. And then, I don't know. Maybe he'll produce this at the end. Maybe you'll edit. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So those are the skills that he has. If you want to hire him, please do. But he's actually entertaining employment right now. Instead,
like, where is this going?
so before Brandon came home from college, that was 6 hours away, I was an empty nester. The house was quiet. No one challenged me on my way to the kitchen or from the kitchen. And Brandon has moved in, taken over, and disrupted my empty nest. How do you feel about being home, Brandon?
Oh, that's been great, man. I mean, just super blessed, super thankful for the opportunity. I mean, nice house. You can come in, kick your feet up. I mean, not really too much negatives about it, if I'm being honest. Like, no brothers harassing me, talking to me whenever I'm, it's just like, I get to harass them. Nobody really harasses me. So, it's pretty nice.
You have never lived alone with us.
That's true. It's true.
In your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
It's never been us and you.
Exactly.
This is the moment you've been waiting for?
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, like, y'all being there, I mean, it's cool, but like, just, I'll take my dubs where I can get them. Like, no brothers, all right. You know what I'm saying? Middle child, always being left out, you know what I'm saying? Being the only child, getting a little taste of being the only child, it's nice.
When were you left out?
Oh.
Like, honesty.
I mean,
remember?
Just like 10 times just popped into my head. I'm trying to just keep it calm for 5 minutes.
One time that I left you. Okay, are you talking about when you got lost at Walmart?
I mean, 11 times. But yeah, not this.
That was your fault completely. We've already discussed this many times.
Oh, wow. You had all of that time. So Walmart is what, maybe 7 minutes, 8 minutes away?
Not even.
It's not, all right. It's a good, like.
Is this your story? Because you're supposed to tell one story. Is this your story?
I mean, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
So, all right, 5 minutes away, we driving, right? So I'm in the car, 8 years old, if that, like, just barely in the concert. First of all, they tell me to get, let me start from the beginning.
You can't even
let me start from the beginning. They tell me, my mother tells me, hey, get in the car, get ready and get in the car. Okay. Like, I'm 8 years old. Like, get ready to go where?
I feel like we were on our way somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
Like football practice, probably. Yes. Yes, probably.
So that's not work. Back to my story. So basically 5 minutes away, we get in the car. I'm like, where are we going? But guess what? If you ask them where we going, what do y'all used to say? I can't remember right now. But they used to have like an automated response that it was just like, mind your business. Like, you don't need to know where we going. Like, okay, I guess. All right, so we going somewhere, but I don't get to know where we going. Back to my story. So, bam, we in the car, we get there. So then, all right, we at Walmart. I'm like, okay, bet. So we get out the car. She just started chopping. Like, slam the door, chopping. I'm like, okay, hold on, wait. Mom, hold on. This is my story.
Okay, but you said truth and honesty.
We are telling the truth.
So I told you before we got out of the car, we're moving fast.
You're right.
Stay close.
You're right. That's true.
Thank you.
You didn't say that. Soon, but like, I'm talking about she aggressively find her parking spot, pull in. I'm like, we're moving fast. Come on. All right, cool. So I'm getting out the car. I'm getting out the car, like getting out a little fast, not like sprinting or nothing like that. Getting out, close the door. I'm like, where? She chopping like, I'm seeing something. But she's literally about to go in the door, and we still in the parking lot.
No, that's not true.
All right, I'm dragging it. But,
yes.
So basically, we catch up. All right, we're inside Walmart now.
So you didn't follow instructions.
Look back. I said, Mom? Mom? She was gone. I'm talking about gone. I'm sitting there. My eyes start getting a little teary. I said, wait, where am my books? Like 10 minutes ago, I didn't even know where we was going. But now we in Walmart and I'm lost. I don't even know where my mom at. And I'm crying. Some lady come over there and pick me up. She said, do you need help finding your mother? I said,
you are really dragging.
so I don't know why she left me. She said, did she love you?
Excuse that. She did not ask you that.
Did they call it on an announcement? They talking about some shine the cigar.
No. They said, this is what they said. We have a code, Adam. And I turned around and I looked at your brother. Because it was just the two of us, the oldest and you.
Now, when did you realize, oh, wait.
Me had turned around. I was like, Bray, where is Brandon? And we look, and then like this all happened very quickly. And then right about the same time when we were starting to backtrack to see where you went off track, because you didn't stay close and follow like I told you to.
Right.
Where you went off track, they said over the loudspeaker, we have a code. Shonda, Stegall, Brandon, is that customer service? And so we had to go up there and retrieve you.
Yeah, in front of all of them. They was looking at her like, dear, losing your child.
You know, one time you got lost at Walmart. I did not lose you. You got lost.
See, that's tough for me. That's tough for me because, like, if you would have prepared me more for the situation, I could prepare my mind. See, you didn't give me enough time to prepare my mind.
This is a constant. All of that. Brandon needs like 40 hours to prep for everything. Like, you cannot do anything. Like, just yesterday, a last minute, let's go to dinner situation happened. And he raised such a ruckus about it. Like, it wasn't planned. It was an unplanned, let's go to dinner. And he's like, y'all always doing this. So we have a new theory. We just leave him.
All right. You understand? No. Yes, I'm glad you just said that. They would rather leave me than to just be like this to tell me what we're doing before we get there. Like, everything has to be a secret. I don't get it. We sitting in the house all day, like all day. Any plans today?
No, we didn't have plans until we had plans.
We might be thinking about doing something later. Okay,
we were not thinking about doing something later.
Okay, and then don't make plans and then put me on no time limit. They'd be like 5 minutes. I'm not even.
Let's go back to the fact that Brandon is unemployed.
Oh my gosh. Whoa. It's not act like that's just not the only thing I do. I have things to do throughout the day.
But not things that the only thing you're doing is playing the game. Let's just keep.
Whoa. I'm working out. Thank you.
Okay.
Myself.
Working out, prepping.
Covering.
And when you finish,
I'm keeping my mind right.
So if I say in 10 minutes, we're going to do this, there's really no barrier. No,
yes, there is. Because I was 10 minutes before you said that, I was thinking 10 minutes, I'm going to be playing the game. I'll be like, what?
Thank you for sharing your story with me, Brandon.
Yes, of course.
About, your most traumatic childhood experience, I suppose. I asked Brandon to come up with 3 questions for me. I have 3 questions for him. Brandon, do you want to hit me with your first question?
Yes, of course. I'm going to read it off. All right. So we're going to start off more general. It's not really attacking too hard first. But, so what is the best and worst part of growing your YouTube channel from the ground up?
Okay. The best and worst part. The worst part is how long it takes.
Yeah, I figured that.
The worst part is how long it takes. The worst part is like I have ideas, but then I don't have time to make them like come to fruition. Those are the worst parts for me. Like it's almost like I wish I had a son who could edit my videos that lived at my house and could,
Money, 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 money.
It's called Shelter.
Oh my goodness. Has every parent's comeback. Like parents. Like PSA for the parents. Y'all need to come up with something else. Like provide you shelter, water, electricity. Like, okay, what else?
That is more than enough. That is more than enough. Oh, you are out of control. Okay, so that's the worst part. The best part is people that I meet. Like, that's the best part. The community part, that's the best. I had someone email me yesterday that they saw like my goals for 2025 video, and then they watched morning devotion on Friday, and she's like, this is the consistency that I've been looking for. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like this is the best part. Like, the obedience to do this thing leads to the fruit of someone else connecting to the word of God. That's the best part for me. So I got to figure out how to do the worst part more consistently so that can happen more often. So, okay. So I have a best and worst for you.
Oh,
what is the best part about being the middle child? And what is the worst part about being the middle child?
Best part about being the middle child. I mean, probably just the easy answer. Like, you have a big brother, you little brother. Well, I mean, you have a sister too, but for my case, having a big brother and having a little brother, just to inflict some of the pains that I had as a younger brother onto my younger brother, just very great coping mechanism. And then, just the good things that my older brother taught me as well, passing those on to my younger brother.
Something is good that your big brother taught you.
Something good that my big brother taught me. All right, next question. What exactly was the other question?
Best and the worst part.
The worst part about being a younger child.
The middle child.
I mean, yeah, middle child would have to be professional. I mean, just always being forgotten about is definitely.
Brandon, when were you forgotten? You have this one Walmart story. When else were you forgotten?
It's just, it gets to a point.
It gets to a point. Okay. Since we're about truth and honesty.
We are.
Brandon's birthday is July 1st. Great time of year to go on family vacation. We used to take Brandon on vacations for his birthday, and he hated it.
Okay, hate is a strong.
No. I'm going to do all of that. What did you say you were doing? Dragging it. I'm dragging it.
Okay.
Because you hated going on vacation for your birthday. You wanted to somehow miraculously have a school year birthday. like we could move the date or something. But doing the very best thing we could, we took you to the beach, to Florida. We took you to New Orleans. We took you all these different places for your birthday. You were like, this is the worst.
Okay, dragging it. And once again, we're dragging it. Mom, I did not say that. The only part.
I wanted school cupcakes.
I did. Like, I wanted to have a school year birthday, having a birthday in the summer. Like, people would just forget about you sometimes. They'll just be like, dang. When I was a kid, like, I just wanted everybody to say happy birthday. Like, I was telling everybody else happy birthday. Why was somebody telling me happy birthday?
Because it wasn't your birthday.
Exactly. Because when I was in school, I used to just be like, oh yeah, hey, happy birthday. Because why? You don't know why? Because they brought us cupcakes and we was all in school. But then I ain't bringing nobody cupcakes. So they wasn't, that was my young thing. I was like, oh, I got to bring people cupcakes for them to tell me happy birthday. But like, I can't bring y'all cupcakes in the summer. Yeah, really bad. Processing in his brain was not.
Yeah, so that's part of his middle child loneliness, that he's not only the middle child, but he was born in the summer and he never got to have cupcakes at school.
Right.
I guess we could have brought them on the last day of school or something.
Doing that. All right, so our next one. All right. Of a mother of 3 boys born in the years 2000, 2002, and 2005. Why did you parent the 2005 child differently? And why do you protect him nonstop? Let's talk about it. Like the favoritism and the things that the youngest child gets away with her is ridiculous. Like I can't even, and I think it's like, I'm really starting to like break down the facts. So like me and my older brother were 2 years apart, but Bryce is like 5 years from him, 3 years from me. So like, maybe it's just too much time, or like, I don't know, but it's different. It's bad too. It's bad. Go ahead, explain yourself.
First of all, I don't understand the animosity towards your sweet.
See, all right, stop. We're done. We're done. We're done. Next question.
No, we're gonna get into it because I'm gonna tell you the truth. Kind, caring, snuggly.
Oh my God.
Lovely.
It's a grown man, by the way.
Smart.
It's a grown man.
Little brother. My sweet Bryce. Bryce was just always so agreeable, so helpful.
Wait,
So,
which place was he helpful?
if I needed something, he would go and get it.
He would go and get it. Okay, so, right.
Okay, he was just always very helpful.
Right.
Anyway, I will admit, once you guys moved out, I realized there were some deficits in my parenting towards him. Because one day I told him to change the light bulb, and he didn't know how to do that. Because he had not ever had to do that because you guys did all things. And I remember when you left to go to college, you said, I'm leaving you here with the monster that you created.
Yeah, I remember that too. Because I was like, I'm sitting here, I'm noticing these things too. And I'm just seeing them build up, build up. And like, they're noticeable things because I used to do them. I used to do them. But then I'm like, okay, but by this time, they been told me to stop doing that. But like, no, they weren't telling him. They were just letting Bryce continue to let things slide. And then things just kept sliding and sliding. I'm like, okay, wait, hold on. So I'm sitting here, I told them, I said, intervention time. Like, we got to parent this kid. Like, y'all sit here. I don't know if y'all leaving it up to me or if y'all giving it to me, then y'all need to tell him. So he needs to listen to me. Like, I'm completely down for it. We could have did that. I would have had him straight, but that's beside the point. They were just like protecting him. She just sitting over there protecting him.
Thanks. I'm glad you're doing your great mom impressions too. This is great.
Love.
Anyway. Yeah, so, I, in my older age, was a little more lax than I was in my prime with you and your older brother.
Hey.
And he reaped all the benefits of that. Is that what you want to hear?
Yeah.
Is this the confession that you need for your soul?
You're not telling me nothing I don't know. I'm not curious in school to have it on camera.
My next question to you is, you have said leaving you in Pittsburgh, Kansas was poor parenting. But what were the good things that came from being 6 hours away?
It definitely was like a reality check. Like, the home cooked meals that you just take for granted. Yeah, you don't get those no more. Yeah, you don't get to just go home on the weekend legally. You don't get them. So it's like you're completely out. But the good thing was definitely just like it taught me how to mature more in my own, like by being by myself and just like providing for myself, still like cleaning up, just like simple things that you would just look past by just living with people. Like, all right, somebody will come by and pick up some trash that you left by Like when you're living by yourself or like with roommates and they just only care about themselves, like you just, it's on you. So that was just like something I learned, just like how to have everything. It's like how to get my life together by myself.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, that was my most serious answer of the day.
So being in Kansas helped you to mature and learn how to take care of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Advanced my learning of how to take care of myself.
Okay. So specific. Do you have a third question for
I
me?
surely do. Got to build this question up. So, you travel 30 plus minutes to work and to church and to a lot of different places. Personally, back in the day, I used to want to listen to music every time I would drive in the car. And I know for you that you're a podcast kind of gal, and I feel myself transferring over to that lifestyle. So what made you initially interested in podcasts? Because you touched on it earlier, but you were into podcasts a long time before mainstream media started. Wow.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what got me initially interested in podcasts. I think some of the first podcasts that I listened to were like entertainment podcasts. So it would be like television shows. Like they would talk about what happened on my favorite television show. And I didn't really have other people, like, let's just say if it was Grey's Anatomy. I didn't have a lot of other people that were watching Grey's Anatomy. So then I would listen to the podcast and it was like I had a little dialogue, like, yeah, I thought that too, or ah. So those are the first podcasts that I listened to. And then I branched off into like some other like business building or entrepreneurial kind of podcast. And that was the phase of life that I was in. I listened to parenting podcasts. Like it was just like things that were centered around my interests that helped me to grow. Or it was entertainment, one of the two. And I loved morning talk radio. Like, you know that. We listened to talk radio in the car every morning on y'all's way to school when I drove you there.
Yeah, at times.
Anyway, so I've always been into talk radio, and podcasting was like talk radio without the commercials mostly. So that's how I kind of got into it. And then I wanted to be a producer of the same type of content. And so here we are yet again trying a podcast. We'll see what happens, because another problem with my podcasting addiction is I pod fade very quickly.
What do you mean?
Pod fading, you do a few episodes and then you fade into the background.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how many episodes of this podcast we get out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how that goes. What's your question?
Okay, my last question for you is, I would love to know your version of your football journey leading to your football dream.
And then why you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I understand something. Basically, like, starting from the beginning, you said I wasn't playing at 40 years old, but I was, because I count the years that we were playing in the living room and outside against each other, because that was real football in my opinion.
Okay.
But, that prepared me for flag football at 5 years old, where I was cooking them boys, running back, quarterback, wide receiver, O-line, D-line, safety, linebacker, wherever they need, corner. But that was just all of the league, playing with some really good people. And then moving on to middle school. Middle school was fun. Still playing with a lot of really good people. And I played middle school. Receiver and safety. Oh yeah, I was playing safety in middle school, and then that was when I really thought I was gonna play safety for real. Then basically get to high school, freshman year, still play safety. Sophomore year, play safety. And then...
Why are your eyes closed?
Because I'm trying to remember that. I'm so old. Like, this is so long ago. Junior year, still play safety. But then I also moved down to outside linebacker. And then that was like my, for real, first year playing like outside linebacker. My junior year, still never talked to any college coach at this time. And then then I ended up transferring to my father's school, Skyline High School in Dallas. And yeah, that was transition for me. When I first got there, they had me playing tight end. Tried that out. It was cool, but yeah.
Never have you see got those glasses on?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And that was when I didn't have contact.
No.
Like
He could not see to catch that ball.
couldn't see. It was bad. So I was just like, defense, I don't really need to see. It's more instinctual. So that's why I was like, oh yeah, I'm just going. If y'all let me play defense, I feel like I can help the team more. And then, so they ended up letting me switch to start my senior year. And then, yeah, started going crazy. Had an amazing senior. And then halfway through, got my first offer. First time talking to a college coach. And then, yeah, and then a couple more offers started rolling in. Got Pittsburgh State. Talked to my guy, Jody Owens. He recruited me at home visit. Mom was there. He's nice. Very nice. Then, yeah, he was just very intentional with his recruiting. So then basically, I went on a visit to their seaman facility and everything. Loved it there. Committed there. So then now, bam, we are in Pittsburgh, Kansas. And that was just a great experience where I got to play with a lot of great players and yeah, got to win a lot of games. Won like 40 games. Only lost 11 total in my career. And then no season with more than 3 losses. Sad. And then yeah, just a lot of winning, a lot of character building. Being in Pittsburgh, Kansas, where nobody knows where that's at. And yeah, it's just that place taught me a lot of how to be a man and how to be a better football player. So then once that I finished my career there, it was an up and down career. Yeah, I decided I would be declaring for the 2025 NFL draft. So right now I'm training for that. Preparing. Yeah, he's gonna give all my pro days sometime in March. They haven't decided the date yet, but they will be soon. And yeah, just excited, ready to go.
So the dream is to play in the NFL, play on another level, play somewhere else, not to not be playing anymore.
Yeah.
Not to not play. Yeah, you want to keep playing. Is basically my point.
Yeah.
And so you're focusing right now. Instead of finding a job, he is training every day, multiple hours a day. He's in what do they call it? Pre-draft training program.
Mm-hmm.
So he's working out. Show him your muscles, Brandon.
No, I'm not saying that was crazy, right? Well, you can't send me to do stuff.
He will. So, okay. So, yeah, I wanted you guys to hear his story, where he started, where he is, and where he hopes to be, and why he's home with me. You know, me and Brandon have lots of faith conversations. Our most recent one, do you even remember what it was? Okay, so I think our most recent faith-based conversation was around the idea of expectations from God and faith in God, and kind of being in awe of God and faith in God. That's probably the better way. Being in awe of God and faith in God. Because I was saying, are you just so in awe of what God is doing in your life right now? Did you ever think you would be at this point where you'd be training for the NFL when you were a little 4-year-old Brandon out here running through the yard with socks as your flags and your flag football with your brothers? Did you ever think this moment would come? And Brandon said he doesn't like to feel that way. You want to explain what you meant?
I said basically my life would feel oh my goodness, I didn't think that this was going to happen. I don't this can't be happening to me when I used to pray for it to happen. So that's why I was I don't want to feel I can't believe this happened when I used to pray for it to happen.
Yes. And so Brandon was saying that he feels like he's not exercising faith if he feels like, wow, I can't believe it happened.
Right.
And I was saying on alternatively, like that you can still feel in awe of what God is doing because you can pray the prayer, but you don't really know how he's going to fulfill it. And when he does pray, when he does fulfill it, you can be overjoyed, overwhelmed by the way that he did what you asked him to do. And in Brandon's situation, the way that he did what Brandon was asking him to do was really awe-inspiring for me. The finances he provided for it, the connection that he made, that we even knew about the opportunity, because 2 weeks before Brandon started the program, he had given up on his NFL dream like that. And then he's in the middle of it. And then he is, all the things are coming together. And I'm like, are you in awe of how God did this? And he's like, nah.
All right, nah, it's crazy. Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, did you want to elaborate any on what your feelings were and how, and then the pastor at church preached about the same thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, you want to say anything else about it?
I think you pretty much hit on the head.
But did you come around to seeing my?
Oh yeah. Definitely just like still being like thankful for like just being like in awe, right? Yeah. Just being in awe of like God's works, but not just like, but at the same time, still not just being like surprised that he did work. So yeah.
Yeah. So I think where we were kind of, which is normal,
Right.
where we were like this with one another, is he was like, nah, girl, if you pray, you should expect he will answer your prayers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, boy, you can still be like, wow, God, look how you answered my prayer. Anyway, it's very interesting to have these dialogues with him about how he perceives his faith and how I perceive faith and things of the faith. And then, because generationally, I think that plays into it too. Like, I'm just like, by the way that you answered my prayer, and Brandon was like, yeah, I knew my dog was going to come through.
Okay. So another thing is like my mental like football makeup of like next play, because it's like a constant like where I don't want to get to is like not even being thankful at all, which could be a case, but I don't want to get to that.
Yeah, but see, I think a little bit of my awe is also gratitude.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's why I was questioning if you were feeling lots of gratitude.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
We just went around that mulberry bush again. Anyway, thanks for tuning into Any Given Sunday, Mother Sunday. We're going to work on our production. We are so glad y'all tuned in to our first episode of our podcast. It took us 2 hours to get to this point because we had so many technical difficulties in our setup. But we're going to work on our pre-production. We're going to work on all of the things. We're going to be ready. Are we doing this again next week?
Yeah, smile.
Okay, so we'll see y'all in a week. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, like, comment. If you have questions for us, you can put them in chat because that's our little format that we ask each other questions. We might have topics. We might have guests. Middle child is going to mimic his mom even though he is 22 years old. We'll see y'all soon. Thanks for watching.